Hashtag no music, no intro. We are back. Saints Block Party podcast brought to you by Precious Works LLC. All your business website needs, make sure you hit up our guy Bajan. And this is our season right here, Wolf. This is our season. The season we get the most excited for. SBP back from the combine, back from Indianapolis. Wolf celebrated his birthday 2 days ago. A lot going on. Draft season is upon us. Draft taking place April 23rd. We're doing our SBP, Saints Block Party podcast draft meetup. I need to get the RSVP out so we can, see how many people we're going to have for that. Free agency starts next Monday. Buddy.
Answers. We get answers now, bro.
Yes. Answers. So we wanted to, we haven't done a live stream in a while. It's been about, I think, like 2 weeks because previously, last week, I was in Indianapolis. We weren't going to try to do a live stream with hotel Wi-Fi. It was like a miracle that I was able to get everything uploaded with what we had. So we're
Excellent
back.
Job. You and Jake killed it, bro. Killed it. Great content.
Appreciate it.
If y'all don't follow us on Saints Block Pod on X and Instagram and all that stuff. Tons of combine content. Adam getting good interviews at the pressers. Jake, our guy Jake being our correspondent. Jake is a professional track coach, so he provides insight that you just can't get nowhere else. Like
nowhere else, bro.
The things that he notices, nobody else noticing. So must follow. So y'all just catch up on that if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, and so I was in Indy. I got there last Monday night at 11:30, and then the first batch of press started on Tuesday. So I was in Indy from Monday night, and I left Friday afternoon. So at least I was able to speak to Juice and right receivers, because the right receivers and spoke on Friday, and then Jake was able to stay the day after. So there's even more content that I haven't even edited yet. I think you got some quotes from the quarterbacks like Garrett Nussmeier, from the offensive linemen. So there's still content like coming. So it was a very busy but good week for us in Indy and our brand. So I think we should start. Tony said not of Caleb Proctor coverage. That's on me, Tony. I apologize. I don't remember if he was talking the same time that Peter Woods was. I'll take that one. But being that we're talking about this community, we did want to first I'm just going to let the video speak for itself. If you're watching this on YouTube, please make sure you like and subscribe. If you're listening to the audio version of this, I apologize. You're going to miss out in terms of the promo video, but shout out to Wolf for creating a great promo video for our Patreon, to promote our Patreon, patreon.com/Saints Block Party. We're going to play the video and then talk about the updates that are coming to SBP right after we're done playing the promo. So
start
shout out to
on that thing, boy.
Oh, go in, Wolf. The beat hot. But all that to say, if you're already a Patreon, we appreciate y'all. But there are changes coming to our Patreon. So those changes will be starting like today after this episode. The base entry to our Patreon will be $3 per month. We've been doing this for a long time. We've kept it. We try to keep it, $1 a month. If you are currently a Patreon at the $1 a month level, you're grandfathered in. There's nothing changes, no changes happening to your membership, nothing like that. When your membership, if you're on the month plan or if you're on the yearly plan, once that expires, then to re-up your Patreon, that's going to be $3 a month to start. Or if you do the year, I believe that's, my math is correct, like $36, $37 for to get the full year. And then if you are a new Patreon, if you never subscribed before and become a new Patreon, that base amount is going to start at $3 a month. The things that and kind of everything that we do, speaking about going to the combine, the meetups, all that, like I've said on this podcast before, like this is coming out of like our own pockets, or, what have you. So, and honestly, like we provide fantastic coverage. And so, just hard in these streets. And so we felt like that's a good place to start. If you want to be a YouTube member, that YouTube member starts at $4.99 a month. So just wanted to get that out there in regards to the updates regarding our Patreon membership.
And it's not, it's not like just charity, $3 a month, just giving charity. You get something for it. You get, episodes without ads. I know some people hate ads and commercials. No ads. You get fresh
my daughter.
Commercials. Fresh whole episodes with no ads. We do like prospect of the weeks. We do just kind of bonus episodes. We do like stuff that, Adam is hearing that he doesn't want to put out there in the streets. We do episodes that only like Patreons and YouTube members could get. They get access to that. And you get access to the Discord, the Saints Block Party Discord that's popping 24/7 anytime.
Always.
Like if you don't even want to talk about football, they got all kind of politics, history, cooking.
In this climate?
Yes. Stuff, stuff that's not really safe for work. They got all that stuff. All of it. So like you get to join the Discord, and you get to come to like the meetups, the big, annual meetup we do every year, the draft meetup. We do a bunch of little mini meetups. Like Adam might hook up with some folks out in LA or all kind of stuff, man. So like it is so worth the $3. And there's some other levels above $3 if you want to feel generous. So we just really appreciate any contribution or support that you give us, and you get something real beneficial in return for your support.
Well said. Jake in the chat said, I had live exclusive Discord commentary from Indy this past weekend. Sure did. Like the audio messages that Jake was sending, you're not going to find or hear anywhere else.
I was trying to download them shits. I was like, man, download this.
Our dude Dante said the Discord coverage access is priceless. You having a bad day, log in the Discord, and I promise it'll change. Yes. And
one quick thing.
Go ahead.
Shout out to everybody that contributed their little testimonials. Those were real quotes, not fake AI generated quotes. Those real quotes from real people, longtime supporters from us. So any of y'all that just go check out that video that we just played, a lot of those, those are people that find real value in being a part of our community.
Absolutely. Kevin, the new main chat terrorist, said there's the networking that happens in the Discord. Yes. And then Jake said, I'll try and get the quotes into an article this weekend. So that's some, like, I'm telling you all. Shout out to our dude, Abayu, $10 super chat, said, we in this bitch. Love y'all, man.
Love you, Bayou.
Love y'all too. Want to get earlier to someone asked, Flavor Divius, did you talk to Jacoby Lane? He sounds like Steve Urkel. Did I drop that? I did not talk to Jacoby Lane because Makai Lemon and Jacoby Lane were talking at the same time at podiums, literally like right next to each other. So Jake did get some questions in for Jacoby Lane. Again, got to cut up, got to edit, got to get those up there. So again, the coverage was there. So let's talk about the combine. Let's talk about the combine as a whole. It was an interesting, so this is, in case you don't know, this is my second year going to the combine. Last year was my first. Did not get to carouse the Indianapolis downtown nightlife, meeting, like going to all the spots that the executives and head coaches and GMs, like I did last year. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was like the 3-hour time difference, like affected, bro. Like I was passing out around like 9:30, 10, bro. I was just done. Because again, all those pressers start, just to give you like, look behind the glass. Those pressers start at like 8 a.m., 9 a.m. in the morning, which for me, that's like 5 a.m. California time. So my body was just not cooperating, but it was still a very, I guess you could say, insightful combine experience. And we could talk about like the workouts, what have you, but what's your, I guess, biggest takeaway we'll start with the workouts, but like your biggest takeaway after all the workouts and everything that's been done and everything's kind of done, and we're just waiting for the draft. Now it's just pro days and what have you going forward.
Oh, what was fascinating to me was just so many of the quote unquote top people actually got on the field. They worked out,
Love
they
to see
ran, they did it. I love seeing it, bro. I just love seeing it. I know, from a monetary standpoint, it might not make sense and all that stuff, but I just love to see guys that go out there and compete, bro. Like Jeremiah Love had me hyped, bro. Like just the fact that he went out there as the number one running back in the class,
did everything,
and more. Oh, we want you to try some wide receiver routes. He in there, out there, just putting it all on the line. I just love that, bro. Like that's that to me. Like that just gets you extra points, bro. I'm sorry. It just does.
And if you don't think that doesn't give you extra points in front office execs and head coaches execs, like I don't know what to tell you. Like you haven't been watching football long enough,
especially head coaches.
Yes. It was so the Jeremiah Love like completely killed his workout. Sonny Styles killed his work. Like that's the whole Josh Norris of like you don't count it twice. But like I'm sorry, bro. Like that shit is impressive. I don't care how great like how much of an athlete you look on film. That's a Josh Norris reference. You don't know what I'm talking about. But basically, way back when he made this statement of like as an athlete, if someone who you know is a freak athlete, and back then it was Anthony Barr, who's an example, edge rusher from UCLA. If that edge rusher then goes to the combine and like has an exceptional workout, like you're not supposed to count it again because that's how it's dumb. Like I like it's just like I hate the whole logic behind it because I'm sorry, when it comes to like these teams, like those numbers matter. Like Ruben, like I don't know if it's going to affect him draft wise, but like Ruben Bain having like the short, like historically like the shortest arms that has not been drafted, I think in like the first round since like 1999. Like that shit matters. Like it does. Yeah. Like that stuff matters. It was great to like the pressers are very interesting because maybe because partly I'm a social worker and I do like a lot of observation and what have you. But last year I came away very like not wanting to touch a player like Mike Green. Like I couldn't stand the way he like carried himself. I just didn't like anything about his press conference and even the questions he was getting about the I think it was like sexual abuse or, sexual assault allegations, what have you. Like it just didn't like his vibe. So like, that's the important thing for pressers. I feel like is so crucial. And player wise, I felt like, even though like I wouldn't want the Saints to touch him, I felt like Peter Woods, like I could see why a team would draft Peter Woods. Like it's just like, this nice guy. He's just saying the right things and what have, and that's just who he is. Like I'm not taking anything away from him. Like that's who he is as a person. Loved Lee Hunter. That's not me having any Texas Tech bias at all. He just like a country South boy who just loved football and just want to go out there and ball, bro. Like it was just, I just loved everything about Lee Hunter and his vibe. I love the vibe with Jeremiah Love. I got to ask him a question. TJ, State of the Saints, I think, is that name of the podcast? I don't want to, got to ask him a question first that was Saints related, and a couple of questions later, I got to ask him one. Jeremiah Love is someone who he is humbly confident. I don't know how to describe it, where like he knows he's the shit.
Yeah.
But like there's a humbleness to it, and I feel like, and I'm not gonna get too deep into it because we're gonna talk about Malachi Lemon this weekend for the prospect of the week. I hate the narrative that came out of the combine after his presser, because for me, who was there right in front of him, I saw a player for him that football has been like his way to provide for his family. And so it's everything to him. Like that, like that's just who he is. Yeah. He loves the game of football. He's a dog. And that's just his demeanor. And just all this like negative connotation that's come out after it because why? Because he's
Social
not code
media,
switching.
bro.
Because that's what it was. Like he didn't code like. And if you're a black person listening to this podcast right now, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Mekhi Lemon doesn't code switch, and that is fine. That's completely fine. But just this, we'll get into it this weekend for the episode. But that is something that I just being there, like I was there, and I tweeted it. I said Mekhi Lemon is a light skin that has a Mike Thomas personality. And if you know what I mean by that, like it is very obvious what I mean by that. Like he's a fucking dog. He's a competitor. He wants to win, and just like I hated everything about it. And now you're hearing like, he bombed in these interviews and, he might slide in the draft. And we'll get into that this weekend more in depth. But I hate everything about it and just how that's like the negative, nasty shit about the combine and about sports in general.
Yeah. Well, especially today, bro, with social media, because, just a clip will come out or somebody just looking a certain way or and then it just takes on a whole life of its own. You know what I'm saying? And I just was just struck by just everything about it, bro. Just like, even with the short arms thing, like, even though it's important, like with Bane and all that stuff, but it just was wild to me. It was like, man, this dude, like, been dominant for years, just playing his ass off, just light it up. Just played a couple of weeks ago in a championship game.
Championship.
And it's just like putting great film out, and and now you just get answer questions like, so what are your thoughts on your short arms? It's like what? I've been playing football all my life, bro. Like, what are you talking? What are you talking about? I want to say
he got like 3 questions, and I'll give credit. Like some of the I was not going to ask him a short. It's just not my thing. But I would say the way that those questions were worded very like it was very creative how they worded it, and it wasn't like, well, so you have short arms, so like it was very much like those questions were thought about, but yet still addressing the topic, which I think is good, reporting, journalism, media, whatever you want to have it. And it was interesting and I don't like. I take him at his word. I don't know if he was being honest when he said this, or maybe he wasn't. But he said that teams, when you're talking to teams, like it hasn't been an issue to teams, like it's like
because they know his measurements and all that stuff already. Like that stuff has been out there forever. They know what either they like it or they don't. Like either you're gonna be cool with it or you're not. And it's like it's just one of those things. And the tape is the tape. But it just was just fascinating to be like how people, just some players have these, big successful careers in college, and then just like that, once it like flips to like draft coverage, they just getting cooked online. They get cooked on Twitter. You got memes coming out. It's like that's just wild to me. Like imagine being one of those players, and these players are young, so they're on social media. They see all this. It's not like they just turn it off and don't. They see all of that stuff, bro. It just makes me think about like the mental health aspect of it. We just had not to get dark, but we just had another player commit take himself out a couple of weeks ago. It's just crazy, but, and look, I partake in the jokes and the cooking of players all the time. Like you listen to Saints Block Party podcast, you already know. So, but it's one of them things I just think about, especially with these young guys, all of them young guys that's trying to get to the league and live out their dreams, bro.
Yeah. Like even just touching on the Lemon thing real quick, it's become like our second most watched clip on TikTok. I think it has like 21K views. And then even in terms of like YouTube, like a YouTube short, it has like 4K views. And I've had to go in and like literally remove comments because there are a lot of comments that like came out and just basically saying like, oh, he's on drugs. Like,
oh my God.
I'm like what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? So like, that's the juxtaposition with the combine / like that world is just like, it's a dirty world. Trying to think, anything. Oh, going back to the whole workout thing, you were talking about Ruben Bain. I will say that we talk about all the prospects, all like the top tier prospects that went out and worked out. it looks different when you have like David Bailey going out there,
Right?
And he just out just
out there doing everything, bro.
Everything. And then Ruben Bay went to his pro day, like
Ava Reese out there doing everything. Cornell Tate, he ran the 40, but he didn't do the drills, right? Cornell Tate.
Yeah. No, he ran the 40. So I guess we should like have a small aside for Cornell Tate. Does the 4.5, I think it was 4.54 or whatever?
Yeah.
Does that matter?
4.53. No, like honestly, that was about where I expected him to. I did think he would crack 4.4. I did think he'd be like 4.46 or 4.47 or something like that. It doesn't, from a evaluation standpoint, it doesn't matter to me. I still take him at 8. I would love to draft him at 8. But it does raise the question. You don't see many 4 or 5 wide receivers go top 10, period. Like, it's just, you could just go down the history. It just does not happen a lot. I don't remember the last time it happened, but it doesn't happen a lot.
Do we really know what Tet ran last year, though? Like,
we don't know. We don't know. And it wouldn't surprise me if it was something similar. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
It wouldn't surprise me. But it was interesting because again, you watch how, just people, in love with a player for weeks, months.
Bruh.
And then they see the this I don't know.
So I'll give you a perfect example of that. I think it happened last year with Gunnar Helm with our boy Joe's Horn's cell phone on Twitter.
Oh,
I think it might have been him. Like after Gunnar Helm, like I think he ran like a bad 40 or whatever. He was like, "Nope, don't want to draft." I'm just like the 40 just erases like the good tape that Gunnar Helm put out all season. Like,
erase everything. Like, come on, man.
And this is not me like taking a shot,
no,
or anything like that. But it's just like it is crazy how that is so weighted, and maybe that's kind of what Josh Norris, to a degree, was talking about, is that you don't count it twice when it's good. Like you don't count it twice when it's really good, but then what's there to say like if it's not what your expectation is, do you ding a player because of that? That it just gets into the minutia of the draft. After Jeremiah Love had his workout, you're hearing, things come out that, Matthew Berry, said that the Titans potentially would, very interested in Jeremiah Love. Literally that same day or the next day, my friend told me the same thing verbatim. So I guess what I'm asking is that, do you think, we're about a little month and a half away, do you think he gets to 8?
That's the ultimate question, though, bro. Like, I mean, Bijan, he went 8, right? Bijan Robinson, he went 8 overall.
He did, and I posted that draft class. Yeah, I posted that draft class in our Discord. You had what I want to say 2 quarterbacks or maybe 3 quarterbacks go in that draft. You had offensive linemen, and in this class, like only Fernando Mendoza is going in the top 10. Like I would love a team to just fall in love with Ty Simpson and just, have like a Blake. Oh, could you imagine if we had the draft party, bruh, and there's like that Blake Bortles moment, like when the Jags drafted Blake Bortles out of nowhere, but it's Ty Simpson in the top 5, bruh?
Need it.
I pass out. Woof.
Need it, bro. Need something like that. And that's what we need. Like, we need, for Jordan Love to be there at 8, you need at least 2 offensive linemen to go in the top 7. At least 2.
Anu, Feeling, or Manoa.
One of them. And it's possible. It's possible that 2 offensive linemen can go because the needs are there. Those teams up there need offensive linemen, and there's not many out there. But I just don't know, bro. Like, I guess as a Saints fan, I think, and I'm seeing this across just the Saints fandom in general, that everybody just kind of preparing themselves that he not going to be there. Like, just protect your emotions right now. He won't be there, bro. He's getting snatched up either by Washington or by the Titans or by Giants. One of them, bro. But like I said, like that's why I'm looking forward to next week when free agency kicks off, because you're going to get a lot of answers. You're going to see what teams spend big money on. If somebody pays big money for Kenneth Walker, they're not going to, draft Jeremiah Love. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting just to see how all these little puzzle pieces come together over the next couple of weeks.
It is. And this is getting into like the free agency realm. But Matthew Berry also said that potentially linking the Saints to Travis Etienne. If you go back to the episode we did last week, I came out on the episode and said, from what I've heard, the free agency plan, excuse me, for the Saints will be very offensive heavy. Guards, running backs, tight ends, wide receivers. Not saying that they're going to be able to get all of those positions, but that's where the focus is. And so, like, it doesn't shock me to hear maybe they're interested in Travis Etienne. I can kind of, we said this on a Prospect of the Week episode, but seems like there was at some point some mutual interest brewing between the Saints and Breece Hall. The Jets done tagged him. He ain't leaving New York. So they want to address this running back position.
Yeah.
When we do the Prospect of the Week episode with talking about Mekhi Lemon this weekend, I'm going to give the current cloud in terms of the players that the Saints are most interested in. That's going to be Patreon only. Even when we release it to the general public, we're editing that out. That is strictly going to be a Patreon only or YouTube only, like hearing, listening, watching experience. So it is just going to be fascinating to see what this team does. But if you told me, this is getting more into free agency, if the Saints come away with a running back and a tight end in free agency and maybe like a guard, I would say that's a well done free agent haul, depending on who the players are.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's gonna be interesting, bro. But and the thing about the combine is a lot of those conversations happen with teams. We started to see like a lot of moves happening in the last couple of days. Just moves happening off the combine, trades going down. Texans trading for Montgomery, and they trading offensive linemen. And Kyler Murray, he's about to get released in a couple of days. Boy, it's about to be hot on these streets, boy. I love it. I just want chaos, bro. I just want some crazy shit to happen. And then the Saints got a little cap space too.
The last time I asked for chaos in free agency, they traded Jimmy Graham and Kenny Stills, and now like I'm so emotionally detached, bro. Don't even care, bro. No.
I do wonder about Alvin Kamara, bro. Like I wonder, do they look at the Alvin Kamara and they're like, okay, it's $11.5 million, one of the highest paid running backs in the league. I just wonder how they look at him. Like how they look. Do they look at him as like, look, game is the game. We extended him when we extended him. He's more of an asset to us right now than not. So just rolling with it. Or do they? I wonder if they secretly want to move on from Alvin Kamara. I just wonder about that.
Feel like how do I work? And this. Oh, let's take a pause right there because I was gonna tie this into my Travis Etienne thing and go into there. So let's take a pause. Let's listen and hear from our sponsor, Precious Works LLC, and then we'll be right back after this break. Yo, what up, Wolf? What are you looking at?
Man, I'm checking out this website. This site is cheap, bro.
In the 21st century? How do you have a crappy website? Couldn't be me.
They need to hit up our guy Bijan with Precious Works. Precious Works offers to not only build you a website that's tailored to you and your customers' needs, but also to continue to manage and maintain it so you can focus on your business. Don't have much time? Precious Works is just what you need. No out-of-the-box stuff like Squarespace or Wix. Precious Works will create a site for you. You won't have to worry about plug-in updates, security, or things like that because Precious Works will maintain all of that and be available to you 24/7. Bijan set up Saints Block Party Podcast website for us a few years ago and hit it out the park. He also keeps it up to date and helps us anytime we want to add something new like a form or the prospect matching tool that we did for the NFL draft. It's like having your own personal developer just a text or a call away. Precious Works has worked with everyone from small businesses to large firms. So no job is too big or too small. If you're in the need of a website or you currently have one, but you want to upgrade it, give Bijan a holler at Precious Works. You can get with him at Bijan at Precious Works, BIJON at precious.works, or go to precious.works for his website. Make sure to tell him Saints Block Party sent you.
We are back. Hold on. Getting closer. Justin Cash in the chat said, Alec Pierce, come on down. I don't think, I'm very confident that Alec Pierce will be staying in Indianapolis. I don't think Alec Pierce is going anywhere. Shout out to our 45 concurrent viewers. We have 138 views right now. The AK thing is interesting because I was thinking about this earlier in terms of the ETN news or rumor or what have you, is that if the Saints signed Travis Etienne in free agency, I'm not even sure if Jeremiah Love was there at 8 that would stop them from taking Jeremiah Love. Like, I wouldn't.
I would either.
And then then you have three running backs, and then I don't know if they at that point I think AK would be the odd man out.
Right.
But it's very fascinating.
You think you would be paying ATN, what, $9-10 million a year, something like that, and Kamara $11.5 a year, and you draft a running back in the first round. It's like, what is happening?
Yeah, Yeah. I think we know how that plays out. But it will be. I'll say this, and we're getting more into our free agency, and I'll put the graphic up because we did a thought exercise experiment in terms of each one of us addressing free agency. But I will say one player I just want them to stay away from in free agency at the running back position is Kenneth Walker.
You don't want him, man.
I don't want him. Woof. Like, I'm not taking anything away from his run he had, but he is such a high variance player.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, there's a reason why until Zach Charbonnet got hurt, like, Zach Charbonnet was used a lot of the time. Like, coaches just didn't trust Kenneth Walker. His pass protection and pass blocking isn't that great. He's not a great like receiving back. It's nothing against him as a player, but like for the price point that he's going to cost, I'm gonna, and as Bayou said, like he does get nicked up a lot. He does have an injury history.
Greg Cosell put it good. He said he's more jazz musician than like classical pianist. You know what I'm saying? Whereas it's not everything. Like, you could design everything, you could block it up perfectly, but he's not going to run. He's not going to run it as designed. You know what I'm saying? Not every time, at least. Sometimes he will, sometimes he won't. But he's going to dance around. He's going to do all type of stuff. So it just looks more artistic when he's doing it, and it's very high variance, like you said. But he's explosive. He's juicy.
A super explosive player.
But yeah, I think he's going to do well. I think he's going to get some money in free agency. He's not somebody I would, from the Saints. He's never was somebody that was kind of high on my list.
No,
I just feel like, I don't know, man. I just feel like you could find players that would give you as good a production. Like, there's a lot of running backs. There's a lot of decent running backs in this free agency.
There is, bro. There is. So let's start talking about the free agent side of things. I'm sure I share this right. So we did a thought exercise experiment with free agency, essentially starting on Monday, even though that's the opening of the tampering period. A lot of deals will already be done by Monday. So we each had a strategy in terms of free agency. I think I went a little buck wild, like in hindsight, looking at it, but then I really don't care. So on the left, and if you're listening to just the audio version of this, we apologize, but we're sharing a graphic of our free agency strategy for the offseason, not just for next week. So on the left, you have my aggressive rebuild strategy. On the right it's Ryan's Wolf's roster refinement strategy. So just like highlight what I had said, basically I would re-sign Cam Jordan. I would trade for the defensive tackle from the Commanders, Deron Payne. I would trade McCoy to either the Raiders or the Bears because they just had their center Dahlman retire. Extend Fultner, assuming that the Colts bring back Daniel Jones and Alec Pierce. Seeing if I could get Michael Pittman Jr. in a trade for them, and then I left this part out, but I would also extend Chris Olave. We both said we would resign Estime, resign Fultner, and then you said in terms of trades, you're trading Warner, Bresee, and Ruiz. You're cutting Kendrick. We're both cutting Kendrick Miller and Gotcha, and then get them out. Like I need those cuts, like those announcements to hit soon. And then, but for the draft target at 8, they're all the 5 players are the same for us. I know I had only said Jeremiah and Caleb, but you could throw in Jordan Tyson and Mekhi Lemon and Carnell Tate in there for me as well. So that's very
quick. And you also said you was going to sign Ed Ingram. He's not on the graphic, but
I did.
Yeah, guard Ed Ingram.
And the reason I went with Ed Ingram, I think he's going to, in terms of like the 3 quote unquote big guards, you have David Edwards, Bills guard, you have Zion Johnson, Chargers guard, and you have Ed Ingram, Texans guard, who went to LSU. I think Ed Ingram, one, is going to cost less than both of those, both Edwards and Zion Johnson. And then he's still young, which is a plus for him over David Edwards. And then, man, when I read the Zion Johnson scouting report, bruh, like, do you know how many times, like, in this offseason I've read that this man, as a player, like, he's going to get paid. So I'm not, that he struggles with stunts and stuff like that. And I'm just like,
no, bro, we've had enough of that.
I know exactly what the fuck that looks like. No, I do not want an offensive lineman. I'm not paying. It's not my money, but like, I don't want my team to pay $17 million for a guard that, one, his career in LA has been up and down. Like last season was his best season, but everyone's still saying like he still stunts with stunts and all. No, ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. Don't want it. Do not want it.
No. And I was pretty much on the same line. I'll go David Edwards. Like my first stab would be David Edwards. Then I'd go for Ed Ingram. Also threw Elijah Vera Tucker in there.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Injured player, but he, man, if you like kind of attack it kind of like you did with the
Chase Young, bro.
Chase Young, just kind of like, okay, let's see. It's a little gamble now, but let's throw a little money, get him in 1 year, and see where it goes. You know what I'm saying? That's just one I would probably like. If I wanted to throw a gamble out there in free agency, that's one I might take because it could pay off. It could pay off, and you literally come away with having a good guard, at least for a year. You know what I'm saying? If it works out, then you could, circle back and just like you did with Chase Young, maybe extend them or whatever, or you just let them go. But it's just one of those like buy low, maybe works out type of things. Also, with trying to get one of the kind of the high price tier 1 free agencies at guard, regardless. They got to attack guard. They got to attack that position.
Got to.
I'm not sitting here grinding no guard tape. No. So I'm just gonna trust Kellen and the offensive line coach and all of them. Like y'all figure that shit out. Fix it.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I said it before. If they signed Ed Ingram, they signed Dave Edwards. You're not watching the All 22. Get the Patreon only.
Patreon.com/Saints Block Party. Get the Patreons up. I'll break down some damn guards.
The game's the game, brother. So in terms of doing this regarding the legends, it just feels like the Saints are only going to be able to keep one of DeMario Davis and Cam Jordan. I in my side of free agency said that I would bring back Cam Jordan. I let Demario Davis walk. Partly a reason because of that is one, I feel like Demario, like just in terms of what he's going to want, price, salary wise, think he's going to be out of the Saints range, and he's earned that. He's taken some team friendly deals in the past, and this is basically his last big contract he's going to get before the end of his career. So he should be able to dictate whatever he wants to get paid. Secondly, it just feels like I'm ready to see what Stuntsman has at linebacker. That's not a knock at Demario or anything like that. But you drafted this young linebacker last year who's flashed a whole bunch last season in very, very limited snaps. Who's a natural Mike linebacker. Let him go on the field and flourish, man. Because the last thing you would want is to have like another Zach Bond situation.
Exactly. And that's the thing with Demario, and it's not a knock against him, but it's like it's either all or nothing with him. Like he's too much of a top dog to kind of have him in the building. You know what I'm saying? Because from a mental standpoint, Stutzman's not going to outseat no damn Demario. I mean, it's just not going to happen. Demario knows more about football than damn near anybody on the team. So it's like it's just one of those things where I just like let's move on and let's see what we got. Let's get younger at the position and let's try to grow that position because that's the future. Demario Davis is not going to be a part of the future. Like he's not. It's over. Even though he's still a good player, that path is over. He's about to be 38 years old, bro. Like what are we doing here?
That's crazy, bro.
Crazy. It's crazy he's still playing like that. So, and for him, it's like, man, you could tell he's at that point where it's like, man, look, I don't know how much longer I got left. I got to go. And he's done like some team-friendly deals for year after year for the Saints, bro, and stuck around. We really didn't have to. So for him, it's like, man, go and get it, bro. Like you can go get like a nice little $10, $11 million contract somewhere. Go get that shit.
Tony Pauline, and like what he was hearing, had said that he had heard potentially like he might return back to the Jets, and I just added like a line in case people didn't read the whole thing because it was Saints related, and like the feedback I got was like, Demario's not going back to New York. They suck. He's going to go to a contender. He's going to stay, and I'm like, y'all don't understand how this like really works. Like I'm sure in a perfect world, like yeah, he would like to go to a team that's like if he could go to Chicago, who is you could say is like probably a good chance to be a playoff team and what have you, then that would make sense. But the Bears cap situation isn't great. They're trying to trade Trayvon Edmonds.
Yep.
So he might have to just go where the money is, and it may be a place like the Jets. Like that is not a crazy thing. Another thing I didn't say,
and money ain't trivial when you're an old player. Like money ain't trivial, brother. Like you got to live on that shit rest of your life. Shit.
Yes. Another thing I didn't add when I sent you this is that they need to, and I don't know who it is, they got to bring another punter in. Like obviously, it doesn't seem like they're going to change anything regarding the special teams coach, which don't know how that's possible, but they have to bring in another punter. Have to.
Got to, bro. Got to invest in special teams, honestly. I'll bring in another punter. I look at another gunner. I look at, just to get some like good, nice, fast, physical, younger players in there. Obviously, you could do that in a draft like in day 3 also, but, get some special team studs in there, man. Got to build out their special teams. In my free agency, I also kind of looked at some possible edge rushers. Doubt this will happen because these guys would be expensive, like Mafe from the Seahawks and John Franklin Myers and stuff like that. Those guys will be expensive. But I just got a feeling that the Saints gonna be aggressive, bro. Like
I think they're gonna be, I think they are too. Like I've said it last week. They're interested in David Edwards. And if you're interested in David Edwards, that tells me that you are willing to pay at least 15, 16 mil for a guard. Like, so
easily.
Yes, like that in and of itself is aggressive. I do feel also like, I think a perfect edge move for them, and I didn't include it, but I forgot to, is if the Seahawks, because of all, like, they have cap space, so they might not do it, but like if the Seahawks were to cut, I always used to call him USC 42.
Yeah, USC 42.
I've been calling him that for years, Wolf. Yuansu, I believe I'm pronouncing it correctly. Like, if they were to cut him, I feel like that's like a perfect. Or you're typing to get the phonetic, like a perfect move that also fits very well into Brandon Staley's system.
Yeah, no, I would love that move. I've been also thinking about linebacker, bro. Like, if DeMario Davis walks, and yes, obviously Stutzman should be lined up, but I also still wonder, like, do they also want to kind of upgrade that other guy?
Oh,
like, are they just good with Pete Werner right there? Like I don't know.
Just I don't even consider Pete like an average linebacker, bro. I don't know, bro. I know what.
I just keep going back to that 49ers game, and Kyle Shanahan had that boy circled with a Sharpie on his play sheet and was tearing that ass up. Because that's what Kyle Shanahan do. Kyle Shanahan will find the weakest point of your defense and just tear it up. And for our defense, it was number 20, Pete Werner. He's eating them up, bro. I can't shake that, man. Like, we got to do better there, bro. We got to do better.
And I feel like this gets lost, right? But obviously, new coaches, when they come in, they inherit players, right?
Exactly.
Kellen Moore inherited players last season, made changes, obviously, but inherited a lot of players. Brandon Staley inherited a lot of players. Now it's year 2. You play with those players for a season. Now maybe you like, listen, bro, like I did the season thing with whoever. I did the season thing with Cesar Reese. I did the season thing with Pete Warner. But now, like, I need to get some of my type of guys in here, whether that be offensive side of the ball or defensive side of the ball. Like, I could, it wouldn't shock me. Yeah. Damon J said, he said Lover Downs. I mean, you got to go watch our Prospect of the Week episodes. Every time we do a Prospect of the Week episode, we update our cloud. So my cloud's a little different from Wolf's, but it's not. Like, I think the only difference is where we have Love and Downs in terms of our cloud. Mm-hmm. So you got to go back and listen to those. Russ Dog 20 said, Patreon member here. Love you guys. Keep up the great work. Appreciate you, Russ Dog. Dante said, I believe they'll be aggressive, but the question will be, will free agents look at them differently compared to last offseason? I know y'all reported agents were telling players to stay away from New Orleans. How do I word this? I feel like, I will say this. They're still going to have to overpay for free agents. Like, they just are.
Yes.
But I will say that the sense I get is because of Shuck in place, I think younger players like draft prospects, specifically offensive draft prospects, are more open to wanting to play in New Orleans with Shuck than they were prior to. Because if you see what Shuck did, if you're a Carnell Tate, you're a Lemon, you're a Jordan Tyson, you like, oh shit,
yeah,
he got an arm, right? Like, so I feel like that's more appealing with the prospects. Don't know how much it is in terms of like free agents. I will say I've been told that defensive players do like the idea of coming to New Orleans to play for Brandon Staley. Like, and I said this on the podcast. What else?
Man, free agency crazy though, bro. Because like every year we'd be all hyped for it, but then it's like that day one go quick. It go quick, especially now with the whole tampering period. It's like by Monday, they're done, bro.
And by the weekend, bro.
And you looking at like your free agency list, it's like ain't nobody left. It's like it's happened so fast, man. And usually the past couple of years, the Saints have had to do all these kind of restructures, got to wait for this, got to wait to restructure this. So by the time they get to the cap compliant part, that first wave is gone. Now, I don't know how they're approaching it this year. I'm assuming they're gonna have all the little restructures that they need to do, like already done,
because
probably already done.
they're just over the cap by 10 million, which is
Or 10
like
million, right? So that's easy.
peanuts in the
Like
grand scheme of
it's
things.
very easy to do. So I assume they're gonna be cap compliant before everything gets started. But it's just gonna be interesting, bro. Like, cause them dudes, man, them free agents, bro, they be ready to sign. They have their places, they ready to go.
Yep.
You know, it's gonna be interesting to see if it's like last year or last couple of years where free agents is just like, man, I ain't going down there. I ain't going. And like even with Shuck, like you just got to look at the reality of it. Even with Shuck, man, this is like you ain't get no primetime games. You know, like if you a player like a 25, 26-year-old player that's hitting your prime, man, you want to go somewhere. You want to make some money, but you also want to go somewhere and shine and be able to get Pro
Time, be
Bowls and
seen,
all
bro.
pros, all pro, first team, second pro, all pro. You want to go there and be seen, man. It's just with the Saints right now, that's not happening. They're still like they're in the rebuild right now. They're in it.
They are. They are. One thing we didn't talk about with the graphic, but I put in my side is that I'm assuming Alante Taylor is like not going to be on the team.
Yeah.
I'm just assuming that. So
Same.
for me, in terms of like addressing that hole that there will be at nickel, I had said if I'm them, I'm trying to call the Colts and see what's happening with Kenny Moore. Or potentially look into Cordell Flott, who played nickel for the Giants, like an underrated football player, but I think he's going to get like low key paid. Like he's going to get paid, so that might be out of their range. But they have to address nickel in some fashion. Like you don't want to go into the draft when needing a nickel. Like you want to have some form like a nickel like figured out, and then if you can draft a nickel that's a better player, that's fine. But we don't want to go into the draft needing a nickel.
I read somewhere that McDuffie for the Chiefs could be available. I just wonder what he would demand as far as like a trade compensation.
Interesting. Because and a lot of his struggles has come from, the Chiefs lost their nickel. So he's so I think the last season for sure, he's been playing outside and like, he's fine outside, but like he's stellar at the nickel position.
Exactly. So I was just wondering like, wonder what, if they want to be aggressive, but how aggressive? I'm not trying to give up no major picks, but I don't know what type of picks. Like who was the other corner that got traded a couple years ago? From the Chiefs.
Oh, was he traded? Oh, I know.
Was he traded or did he get cut? Or did he get released?
No, it was
one he got traded.
I'm driving me crazy. No, it wasn't the Texans. It was the Titans. Sorry.
Yeah.
Snead. Jared Snead.
Yeah, Jared Snead. There we go. What did he get traded for?
Gave up 2025 third round pick and a 2024 7th round swap. So a third round pick.
And he was coming off. That was coming off a Super Bowl, if I remember correctly.
I would give up a third for Trent McDuffie. You gotta pay him.
You gotta pay him, right? That's the thing. Yeah.
I'd feel a lot more comfortable paying Trent McDuffie than I would paying Alante Taylor. So
and then it's like, okay, now you got a decent little secondary there. It's like, okay, you got Kool-Aid up and coming. You got up and coming Quincy Riley. Then you got McDuffie holding down the middle. You got, it's like, okay, we have a little cooking with a little gas there now.
Now I'm just gonna say, what if they dropped in a Caleb Downs? And all of that.
Now you build.
I'll ask you this: who are you more confident is going to be there at 8? Downs or Love?
I feel almost 100% certain Downs will be there. I feel almost 100% certain.
I am more confident that he'll be there. Like it was funny because like a couple of days ago you were hearing the different, like he'll go higher, but like I am more confident that Downs is going to be there at 8.
Yeah, and it ain't got nothing to do with the knee thing or whatever. It ain't even that. I just think it's just the whole safety thing, bro. I just think the whole safety thing, he's going to be sitting there at 8, and the Saints will have to make a decision. Do they pass on an elite prospect? It's an elite prospect, bro. Like, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if they're going to just roll with it, and it depends who's there with him. Like, it comes down to what you were just asking. If it's Love and Downs, it's like, ooh. I know what I would do, but it's still a tough decision. Like, if you ask me on a different day, I'll probably give you a different answer. You know what I'm saying?
That's a hashtag either way we win situation. I like
Saints fuck around and pick somebody, neither of them, bro. They pick fucking Delaney or some shit.
Bro, we go on the airline, bro. we are popping up on airline because you couldn't I could see it because it's so like not likely, like as Saints fans we're just used to, especially like I'm more used to like losing embarrassingly in the draft than I am like on game day, like because the draft shit like always like
always
like, expectation and hopes up and blah blah blah. But if Love and Downs are there at 8, like I'm not gonna say they can't fuck it up because they could, but I don't get the sense that they would. That would be a great problem for them to have. A great problem for them to have.
Bro. Can you imagine that shit? Boy, I don't think, man, the football guys ain't that kind, bro. Ain't no way they that kind of us.
No.
Ain't no way.
No. Us? No. Anyway, trying to think. Anything else free agent wise, combine wise? I didn't hit on him, and I don't know if he's going to be the pick, but I would just say that I could really see Jordan Tyson and Kellen Moore clicking. Just his demeanor, just his personality.
Yeah. No, that was interesting. You had pointed it out, and it's some good questions you had asked him. It was good. Just listening to him, you could completely see like Kellen Moore and him would just be like, "Yeah, it's my swell guy right there. That's my guy.
That's my guy." And I even loved his answer of just saying that he wants come in and taking the pressure off of Chris Olave. Mm-hmm. That's the shit. I'm like,
I like that. I like Jordan Tyson though, bro. Like, even though I know I'm worried about injuries just like everybody else, but like, bro, if they drafted him, shit, hell yeah, bro, let's fucking go.
And like the injury things are so, because it was torn ACL in 2022, a broken collarbone the year after that, and then the hamstring thing this past season was he thought it was a cramp in the Texas Tech game. He goes back out there, plays on it, still like a dog in that game, and makes the hamstring injury worse. So it's just, it's tough.
Bro. It's one of those things where you could see a path where he gets right. I mean, Saints medical staff. I wish I had like plenty of faith. I wish I could say like, man, if the Saints medical staff just get their hands on him, like if he had some kind of like critical injury, like like something that's like affected his life,
like a heart murmur or something like that.
Yeah,
should be good to go, bro.
But like hammies, and like fractures and shit. It's not our specialty, buddy.
Hold on, just to inject a little hope in here. We was all annoyed that Chase Young missed all that time at the beginning of the season, this past season.
Right. You're right. And he turned around and
like, what's
wrong with this dude?
I'm just saying, I'm just trying to give people a little hope.
That's a good point, man. That's a great point.
Because maybe the medical situation and the personnel has changed, and I think it has, since then it's out, because it felt like it was like at an all-time low when Dennis Allen was the head coach, bro. It was ass.
Man, what's your gut feeling on Dallas Goedert with the
It's a good
Eagles?
one. It looks like he's going to be a free agent. I feel like he would be a perfect fit for what Kellen would want to do and bring him in. I just don't know if they would be able to afford him. And that's why, but it's interesting because, like I said last week, like the whole David Njoku thing, like that is real. There's interest with them and David Njoku. But this is also the first time Dallas Goedert's ever been a free agent in his like career. Like he's spent his entire career with the Eagles. So I guess the question is, who would you? Dante's head had chased out his contract and a neck halo chewing ibuprofen. But look at us now. But my question is, which one, like if you could choose between David Njoku and Dallas Goedert, and we don't know what either of them are going to get paid, which one would you choose between?
That's easy for me. I'd pay Goddard immediately. I just because he's more consistent. He's a more consistent pass catcher. Don't know how good of a blocker he is. I never really paid attention to that, but from what I understand, he's a solid blocker, like willing blocker or whatever. They're both older players. So I would go Goddard in that situation, but I'm cool with either one. I just can't shake him leaving Philly. I guess it's just because he's been there so long. He stayed last year, took kind of like a pay cut to stay. But, it could be one of them things where it's like, man, look, if they're not willing to pay me and show me my work, let me go out there and get it, And he could have like a second, third life career,
Zach Ertz did.
Zach Ertz did. Like he could have that same. Was Zach Ertz still out here playing, bro? Like, damn, he's still playing. Like shit,
What's interesting, and we'll wrap up on this thought. What's interesting is that Dallas Goedert had a career year in terms of like touchdowns and what have you. But part of me wonders, with all the noise in Philly and Jalen's inconsistency and just that the offense is sometimes very lethargic and not that good. He might want to go to a team that has like better consistent quarterback play. Like honestly,
that's true. That's true.
Bayou said, "I wonder if Goddard would give Kellen a slight discount." Absolutely
no.
No.
Get no discounts, bro.
None at all. Anyhow, we appreciate y'all. This has been fun episode talking combine, talking free agency, just to give y'all a heads up in terms of our schedule. So this weekend, we're doing the Makai Lemon Prospect of the Week episode. That's going to be Patreon only, YouTube member only for the first 2 weeks, exclusive early release. And then we'll be back next week. It's going to depend on like what happens in free agency. So if the Saints are Saints-ing and some things happen on Monday, we'll be back Monday. If it's a little quiet, what have you, we'll be back maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, or probably at least Tuesday to, catch up. But that's going to be our plan for next week. Very, very, very busy week upcoming. I don't know if we have to do any emergency podcast episodes, if some trades are happening, something like that. But make sure y'all keep it here. We got y'all covered. We appreciate y'all. Shout out to our guy, Bayou. Love you, bro. He just gave another $5 super chat. So it's our season right now. It's our season. So we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We'll be back this weekend and next week with free agency beginning in the NFL. With that, we are out.
Peace.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.